Only I will really ever notice that. And then everybody I talk to and show it to, I'll make sure to point out my flaw so that I can control the situation, make fun of myself, then they can't hurt me. And that's science. That's what I'm here for. Stick around. Welcome back to the channel. Today I am going to build a box. Not just any box, a fancy box. I have built before boxes like this, which is just plywood and butt joints, some brad nails, a little bit of glue, and that works great for holding things like this. However, I want to make a keepsake box for my kids' things that they find on our little trips when we go on walks and things like that. Kind of wanted to make it a little fancier than just the plywood. However, I don't want to go super fancy considering I haven't done hardly anything yet. So I went to my medium box store and picked up this board of mahogany. And you can tell that it's mahogany because of the way that it is. Otherwise, I wouldn't know the difference. Looks pretty cool. Looks pretty straight. Now, my plan is that I honestly don't really have one. I thought about it a lot today while I was at work and thinking about the different joints and everything I could do. And I just decided I'm gonna go just for miter cuts, put it together. I'm gonna cut a rabbet on the top and bottom, and I'm just gonna use some pine plywood that I have. This pine plywood here, which I believe is 1/4 inch thick, and I just picked it up out of the trash. So I'm going to have mahogany sides that are mitered, pine top and bottom, rabbets cut, and I haven't done any of this before, but I have an idea of how to get it done. So I've chosen to use my miter saw for these miters because that makes sense, right? Now, in the past, I've had a hard time getting my 45s to line up perfectly and be flush, but I also hardly ever spent any time actually setting my saw up. So I'm going to take you in to my miter saw. We're going to try to actually make some test cuts, make some movements until we can get a miter joint that is really nice. Once we get all of those cut, then we'll run through, cut some rabbets into the top and bottom of this, cut the plywood, glue it all together, and then we'll have a box. So let's get started on the miter saw. Doesn't really have much of a smell, if I'm being honest. Maybe when I cut it, it will. So all I'm doing here is I'm going to take a piece of scrap wood and start making cuts at what I believe to be a 45. And continue to make cuts until they line up well. I'm going to use my speed square here up against my fence to try and help line this up. And if I'm being honest, that already looks pretty good. To tape on my dust collection here. Now, taking a look at this, this is my first cut. Even just using the speed square here to first get it set up, I'm honestly happy with that. Let's cut one more just to be safe. Okay, I think that's set up pretty good, honestly. I'm gonna make my first miter cut here, see how it lines up. I probably should have checked to see how multiple of these line up. And yeah, it's good. I mean, I'd call that a nice miter. I don't know what I'm doing though. So I'm gonna cut my first 45, and then I'm gonna cut my other lengths, which is gonna be 13 inches by 7 inches. And why I chose that, I don't know. It just sounded good to me. So here goes, cutting into the most expensive board I've ever purchased. It does smell pretty good, really. Mahogany. Save that. Let's use a pencil, actually. That seems fancier. That seems like the right thing to do. So, yeah, it should be 13 long point to long point. So since I have this flipped, now the 45 is going to go this way. And I think if I line that up, this mechanical pencil sucks. Yeah, that looks right to me. Now, need to account for that. Come in just a hair, just enough to cut off the pencil line. I don't have to sand it off. How am I going to ensure that I hit that same exact measurement again? First of all, I'm going to clamp this, I think. Okay, just a skosh long. Let's check our. That is a clean miter. I am chuffed. I think they say across the pond. Where I just had the pencil. Where did it go? Tell me. You seen me set it down? Did I put it back in here? No? That's a different one. Did I put it in my pocket? I don't know. Okay, and transfer this. Mark. So when I cut it that way, it ended up being a little long. Let's do that. Because I want these to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think I can. Don't look like that, does it? No? No? I think I'm just gonna have to trust it. Measure twice, they say. that's perfectly spot on. Now the question is, can I duplicate that? Because if you can tell by the length of the board, I can't mess this up. To me, that looks like it's going to be, that's it. I just know it. I'm going to clamp this just so it stays put. Do this. Okay. It's pretty good. Just waiting for the moment I forget to flip the board. Cut the miters wrong. Nope, but good. I think that meets up pretty good. Nice, nice miter joint. So you can see here what I'm doing is I'm making sure to cut this way and this way, you know, so they're kind of going towards each other. That's how you get the box to go all the way around. You don't want to just cut this and then move it and cut it again, because then you will not make a box. Okay, now I need 7, did I say 7.5? 7 3/8. Let's just go, we'll just say 7. Okay, up. Found the pencil. Okay, carrying my mark across. Now, see, this one's going this way, so I need this one to go this way. Looks like I need to line this up just shy of the line if I'm wanting to hit. Lines up pretty good. See, line here, carried it over here, up to here, and then, you know, you got to squint. You have to close one eyeball. That's how you know I don't think I'm going to get this in there. And if I do, it's actually going to make it worse. Okay. Good. Flat, flat, flat. Cut. Now this is fine woodworking here. Man, those are nice miters. Oh, and I need to pay attention to the grain pattern. Oh, no, see, we're off somewhere. Did I go here? Oh, that one must go here. No, this. No, that's not right. I should have cut. Ah. Oh. Note to self, next time, if I want the grain to follow all the way around the box, which I'll show you once we get over here, I should have cut a long board, a short board, a long board, a short board, but I didn't. That's okay. Only I will really ever notice that. And then everybody I talk to and show it to, I'll make sure to point out my flaw so that I can control the situation, make fun of myself, then they can't hurt me. And that's science. That's what I'm here for. Stick around. I sure hope my camera's still recording. Now, if you've seen any of my other videos, you know I don't charge my phone and I run out of memory space very quickly. All right, this is going to be more like there, I think. There's children screaming outside. Sure, they're fine. Flat. Check again. Looks good. Left over with this much. Okay, so here's the box. The miter joints came out exquisitely, I will say. I think they look great. Now, what I was mentioning earlier that I was not paying attention to, but now I know. If you look, and I'll lay these out, you can see with the, I believe this is the sapwood and the heartwood is the difference in color here. Now, if you were to put all these together, I should have paid more attention because as you can see here, when I put these together, that looks pretty good. But then when I come back around from this piece to this piece, this is almost all red. You know, so there's no good way to line this up now so that it meets up well. But that's okay. Just pay attention to that if you're doing one. Now, my next plan here is to cut some rabbets in the top and the bottom using my table saw so that I can then cut the plywood to set right in there, because I don't want to put it, you know, directly over the top. I want it to rest down in there nicely. How deep I make my rabbet, which is this way, doesn't necessarily matter. I'm probably going to shoot for about half. Now, how tall I make my rabbets, whatever, I don't know the terms, you know, this direction. My rabbet is dependent on the thickness of my sheet here. I've measured that. It's 30 thousandths, which is just about a 1/4 inch. So I'm going to shoot for a 1/4 inch this way and half of the width of this way on all the boards, top and bottom. Let's get the table saw set up and go do that. Now, some of you are probably thinking, well, why didn't you just cut the rabbet on the whole thing and then cut it? I don't know. This is how I've seen other people do it. And it kind of makes sense to me. It's a little easier to just run the shorter boards through. Now, I probably could have, if I'm thinking about it, I probably could have ran it through to clean these sides up. But from the box store, it says surface on 4 sides. And if I'm looking, it's kind of okay. Looks pretty good to me. So I'm just going to raise my blade up here. Oh, this is getting sticky. Yeah. I'm just going to raise this so it's about half. It's about halfway up. And then I'm going to take my fence, bring it over so that this is just going to cut along the edge here. I'm then going to run every board through both sides, move my fence in a little, move my fence in a little until I hit my mark, which, before I forget, so I set a 1/4 inch, so half, here's a 1/4, is just a hair over a 1/4, and I'm okay if it sets down a little bit. I can sand the sides to match it, but I don't want it poking up. So I'm just going to do at least one board here with a reference line at a 1/4 inch. And I'll just keep an eye on, you know, at least this one, and then they should all be the same. You know what I mean? Don't need to make it the whole length. Okay. If you don't have a pair yet, get yourself a pair of calipers. Yeah, this is C30 thousandths as well. This is just a cheapo from Hobo Freight, but it works. Or maybe it doesn't. I don't really know. Helps if you plug it in. All right, I got all the rabbets cut and went over, and it didn't look like my phone was recording. So here's a quick run through of what I did, just in case it really didn't work. All I did was set my fence up here to run the very edge of the board, slide it all the way through, twist it, slide it all the way through, do all 4 boards, and then loosen my fence, take it in just another blade width, all the way through, spin it all the way through for all the boards, all the way until I get, hopefully that's focusing correctly. So now I have a rabbet, is what they call that, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but along the top and the bottom, which that's going to allow me to put this together and have essentially a little alcove that when I cut my plywood, it's going to rest down in there perfectly. I guarantee. I don't guarantee. I've never done this before. But we will find out together. So now all I'm doing here is when you do the single blade, move it over, cutting your rabbets like that on the table saw, it leaves, might be hard for you to see, but it leaves some little grooves in there. So all I've done is I've glued a little bit of sandpaper to this stick. And just a few passes, honestly, cleans it right up. Now it looks much better. All right, I got these edges all sanded on both the top and the bottom. I've now assembled this with this ratchet style clamp here that I got from Harbor Freight. I love Harbor Freight. I get lots of stuff from there. Having this in the ratchet strap is going to keep this tight as if it were actually glued together so that I can get the measurement now for my top and bottom piece. 1 5/16", or not 1 inch, but you know, 6 5/16". So I'm going to get the pieces cut for this. I'm going to start a little large and then work my way down until they fit in nice and snug. Just use this block. What did I say? 6? Yeah, nice. 6 5/16 and 7/16. Okay, I got my measurements. I'm going to go over to the table saw and cut some plywood. Okay. Well, you can see it almost fits. Looks like mostly the length is okay. I could probably really shove that in there and it would fit, but I'll probably shave just a little bit off. But we need to check both sides now. I'm going to do a little bit of work on the edges here. I don't know if I'm going to run them through the table saw or I might just, take just until it fits. Because it really does not need very much. You see, it's already almost going through. So I'm going to work on these a little bit and get them to fit. Well, it's been a few days, but I've been working on sanding everything, insides and out, getting my tops sanded, sanded everything on the outside to 220, everything on the inside to 120. Now, I think I'm finally ready for glue up. It took a lot of manipulating the edges of the top and bottom piece so that they could slide in. This is loose right now, so that's why it just fell in like that, but I wanted a tight fit, but you don't want it too tight where it starts pushing out your miter joints, because just won't be satisfied if these miter joints are not perfectly aligned. So I just have spent quite a bit of time sanding everything until it fits exactly how I want it to. Now, I think I'm ready to glue this thing together. Get the old glue out of my brush here. Just pulls out in a, little honeycomb looking thing. So it really helps to have this strap clamp tight so you can check the fitment of your top and bottom. Now I'm going to glue it, and after the glue dries for a bit, then I'll cut around the box on my table saw to cut the lid off, and we'll go from there. Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have put tape on the insides for the squeeze out. Too late now. I mean, maybe not, but it's dripping all over the table, and that's fine. So I know the end grain glue up is not the strongest, but I think I might try and do some of those keys where you slice a little bit, put a little sliver in there. Should have prepared a lot more for this glue up, but that's normal, I think. There's just glue everywhere. I'm gonna have to set this on something so it doesn't stick to whatever. This is a mess. Looking back, I should have planned a little better, don't you think? It's all right. Just gonna go with it anyway. Start sliding everything together here. Should all fit loosely. Maybe. There we go. Got glue everywhere. All on the inside of the box. It's really nice. Should have taped those seams. Oh, it's definitely going to glue to this clamp. I can already see that. Okay, cool. Perfect. I guess that's why we're doing this, huh? Learning. Need some Q-tips or something out here. Oh yeah. This stuff honestly sets a lot faster than I would have thought. This one I have to get in here with some sandpaper after. Well, I don't have to wipe it over that. I'm gonna put the thing in there. Let's do this. Look, see, it's already glue into the rag because I wasn't prepared. Oh, that was a lot of glue there. Okay, wipe, wipe, wipe. Okay, let's do that. I'm moving minor joints. Okay, that's pretty good actually. Let's move on to gluing the top and the bottom here. Probably something I'm forgetting right now. Pretty sure this is the top. I don't remember which direction it goes, so hopefully. Okay. I think we're just going for it. Okay. Get this all wiped off. Okay. Flip it. Oh yeah, bunch. Wow. Okay. A lot of glue. Okay. Let's do this now. I guess all of this should add to the rigidity. Okay. I don't know. The right size. Oh, it's too big. We're gonna bring this to the middle. Make sure it's tight. Check all of our miters here. Oh, not even close. Well, not exactly. Okay, whatever. I don't know if I'm happy with that or not. I'm gonna try to give it a little bit extra force on some of these corners. Oop. Helped that one, made this one worse. It's fine. Well, now I'm gonna have to squeeze it this way to straighten that one out, I think. Yeah. Oh, that one's got a dent in it. That's why I remember now. This, maybe? This side now? I mean, that looks pretty good. I have these super huge clamps. Let's see what the other side looks like. Okay, this is what I'm considering the top, and it honestly looks pretty good. I'm just gonna grab a little rubber mallet here. Make sure these seams lined up. One good, this one's not so good. This one's not so good. Oh, just cracked that. It's fine. The rest of these are pretty good. I should probably do just to make sure that I don't think that's doing anything. Is this overkill? Maybe. Man, there's a lot of gap up there though. This is kind of cool. I guess I don't really have to worry about it getting stuck on anything. There's, okay. I actually like to. More clamps? Okay. You asked for it. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. I like that. Okay. More clamps. So I had ended up with a gap in between my tops and sides here. But putting those clamps on, that was it. Looks pretty solid. Should we do one more? I wonder what the bottom looks like. Nobody really cares about the bottom of the box. Because it's, you know, the bottom. How did I have this? Okay. Where's that? One more, I think, up here. Maybe I should, loosen that a little bit so that I can. Woo! Holy clamps. A little bit of glue there. There's a little bit of glue there. So we can get some of this wiped up. All right. Well, I mean, I guess that's it. I have to walk away now. I think I got enough clamps on there. But every time I put another one on, it just looked better and better. I kind of like the top now. I don't know about the bottom. I mean, come on. There's too much going on. See, if I had some more clamps, I would clamp this way. But I'm using all those on the top. I guess I need to buy some more clamps. Ooh, that's a big gap there. Oh, we're falling. We're falling. Did I take this one off? No, can't. We want that seam to, I want the top to look good. All right, that's it. I'm done. I'm walking away. I'm gonna let this sit for a few hours. Go to a few thrift stores, see if I can find some scrap wood or something. And then we'll come back and finish. Nice. It's time. It's been a few hours. I think, I have no idea what time it is. It's maybe been, I don't know, 4, 5 hours. I'm going to unclamp it and just look at it, if you know what I mean. Here we go. It's a box. Nice. Love it. I think this is considered the top. Okay, so my miters aren't perfect. Some of them are, like this one, if you can see. this looks pretty good here, but then you come back here, it's open. So some work that can be done on that. I don't know if I can just sand that and it'll be all right. I don't know if I could just get all of the miters to look like this one. At least I got one. I think doing the round over on the edges, including the miters, they're not perfect, but they really help clean them up. You see, like that one's still got some gap, but these other ones look pretty good. I am pleased. I think it's time to cut it open. Well, here it is. It's a box. I put these brass hinges on. I'll get these last middle ones put in. Haven't decided on what I want to do for a finish yet. I kind of like the raw natural look. I put this draw catch on there. By golly, it's a box. Opens and closes, locks shut. Should probably tighten that a little bit, but that's okay. I think it looks pretty good. Well, let me know, how do you think I should finish this? Danish oil or polyurethane? Boiled linseed oil? I don't know. I'm ready to put some stuff in here. I don't know, this, that. Boom. Nice. Cool.